This is Ryan with Tremonti. This is a demo for Divi Contact Extended. And a couple things to note once you install and activate Divi Contact Extended. Make sure if you've purchased our Divi Forms Google reCaptcha to have that deactivated. These two plugins are not intended to run in tandem. That's because this plugin has all of these features plus additional ones. This adds a new custom module called Divi Contact Extended to your Divi builder, but it also adds the Google reCaptcha to both Divi Core Contact and this new module. Another thing to note is that we tried to capture all of the features within Divi Core Contact, but we're not able to replicate conditional logic. So if you need conditional logic, just use Divi Contact. That said, you can't use the features like the file upload or some of the other features that come with this plugin and the conditional logic together. So just note that if that's a requirement for you, this plugin won't be able to do that. One last thing, the files are sending well if your PHP version is 7 or higher. We have experienced some difficulties with lower versions of PHP. So if that's not something you can upgrade, it may not be the right plugin for you. Okay, so as you can see, we can see some of the features, the end result of the Divi Contact Extended plugin. There are some features on the admin side as well. Once you activate the plugin, you'll get a settings page down here, and if you navigate to the settings page, you can grab a Google public and private key. So you can have Google CAPTCHA displayed. You can choose the theming. Below we have the contact form settings. So we can add a phone field. Now this is interesting. With Divi Core Contact, you can create a field called phone and restrict it to numerics, restrict the length. But oftentimes I add periods in between the numbers, not realizing that you can only add numerics. So it would kick off an error saying that the restriction here is 10 characters rather than 11. So this would just be to enhance the overall user experience when you start entering numbers, and you can see the mask here, but as soon as you start entering, it adds the parentheticals and the dash for you so that you know you're entering it correctly. Another setting is the file selector, and that is something that can be set toward the bottom. You can have this enabled like phone, you can have it required. You can set the file type extensions allowed, oftentimes restricting it to PDFs or Word docs is a good way to be safe. Leaving it blank it does mean that all extensions are allowed. You can have multiple files, and you can set the file size by megabytes. And then the last option is just for your Divi opt-in form as well as your login module. These will, it just says opt-in form, but it actually adds reCAPTCHA to both of those Divi modules as well, if you choose to do so. Okay, so let's just go ahead and enable these and save our changes. All right, so let's go into the admin side and take a look at the Contact Extended module. You can see that we have it up here already. This is the option in the module selection menu. If we go to the settings, you can see a pretty familiar layout. Some of the things that are at the top are things that are within the Contact Core. First thing that is a little bit different is you can select the submit button position. So by default, it's on the right, and we can say for that to go on the left. Another thing that is unique to the contact form extended module is that you can customize the, this is actually for the admin, so admin recipient. So instead of the default subject line, when the person you specify here gets the email, this is what they'll see in the subject. You can also choose whether or not the user gets an auto notification, and then what message, what subject and message they receive. The body does accept HTML. And then at the bottom, you can set the redirect as you would in core, but you also have this option to open a new tab. So as it stands in Divi Contact, the redirect won't work properly if you'd like to take users to, let's say, a PDF, because there's no option to open in a new tab. So with that option, we'll be able to take the users to the PDF, and it'll likely just download for them automatically. So let's just select open in a new tab and click save and exit. And we'll update our form and then refresh the page. Okay, now we've refreshed the page, and I'm just going to enter test email, test phone number. I browsed the file that I'd like to select and added an email, so let's click submit. And my pop-up settings prevented this from opening. Let's just allow pop-ups. So here we go, the PDF opened correctly. In Chrome, it may just automatically download for you. This demo is in Firefox. And then you get the usual message, the Divi contact default, thanks for contacting us. Okay, so we have two emails. Now I have two emails because I've set the email that I specified, ryan@tremonti.com, to also forward to the admin email. So that's why you're seeing both here, just for convenience sake. So let's start with the email that the admin received. That is at the top. You can see that custom subject line, and then you have the information followed by the uploaded attachment. Okay, so on the user notification, the auto message that gets sent out, you have the body text, which you can see accepts HTML, so we added some heading tags, and then the custom subject line for them as well. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer them.